Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the elements of a short story. So we will be analyzing the elements of the story quality. So recalling the five elements of the story, the major five elements will be setting, characters, plot, style and themes. But before that, let us just have a glance at John Galsworthy, who is the author of the story Quality. He was born in 1863 and died in 1933. He was an English writer, author, also a playwright. He was born in a prosperous family, a very wealthy family. So he studied law at Oxford. He was trained as a barrister, but he did not practice law. Instead, he traveled abroad to look after his family's shipping business, where he met Joseph Conrad. Joseph Conrad at that time was not a writer, but later both of them, Galsworthy and Conrad, became famous novelists. So they were friends and probably they inspired each other to write. So Galsworthy has many famous collections on his name. From the Four Winds was one of his first few collection of stories published in 1897. And after that, he kept writing, but very famously, short stories was his forte. He wrote several short stories which were then published as collections. And Quality is one such story which was published by Galsworthy, uh, especially after the death of his father. He started writing using his own name. Before that, he was writing under a pen name. Through his writings, Galsworthy campaigned for a variety of causes, including prison reforms, women's rights, and animal rights. Since he had also studied law, he was somebody who could analyze problems, or he could analyze inequality in the society and could write about it. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1932. So we need to remember these few things about Galsworthy, that his background in law and his experience of traveling far and wide helped him write better. Because of law, he could write about several situations and several instances where people suffered because of an unjust system or inequality in the society. And Quality also is one such story that is campaigning about the sufferance of craftsmen due to the boom of industrial revolution. Also, because he traveled far and wide, his characters in his stories had an influence of from his travels. So Galsworthy's two important things to remember: in his literature, it was law and his travel that helped him to write interesting plots and come up with interesting characters. So going on to the five elements of a story, the first is setting. This story Quality, as we know, is set in London. Very importantly, it is set in the backdrop of Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution was a turning event in the lives of several craftsmen, as we see it here in the lives of Gesler brothers, because with the Industrial Revolution, factories started in mass production, and because of that, the small time craftsmen or cottage industries that used to flourish earlier slowly declined. And this story very clearly tells us about that. So the time that this story was written was sometime in the 20th century, when industrial revolution was at its peak. Okay, so this actually shows us the commercial hardships or during the industrial revolution. It was set in London. West End London is mentioned, where the Gesler brothers owned a shop. West End at that time was a very fashionable area in London. Shop is owned by the Gesler brothers. It is described in detail. The setting here plays a vital role in the story, since we see it transform in the story, and it is symbolic. The transformation of the shop that the Gesler brothers owned is symbolic to their hardships and struggles. So earlier, when we are introduced to the story, in the beginning, the shop was described in a beautiful manner, that it was one shop that was made out of two. There was no sign upon it other than the name of the Gessler brothers, and there were beautiful pairs of shoes that were put at the display. And one of the important descriptions is that one entered the shop as if one enters a church restfully. So the ambience, the entire environment of the shop was so sacred, so pious that it resembled a church. It also says inhaling the essence of his trade. So the shop smelt of leather, soothing, calming smell of leather. And then later on, the narrator here describes the change in how in the the transformation of the shop when he says, "At last I went and I was surprised to find that instead of two shops, only one belonged to the Gessler brother, and one had been given away to another boot making company." So this slowly points out at the decline of the Gessler brothers and their business. So later on, when the narrator says, "When I came to where the shop had been," this is the end of the story, when finally he visits the shop and he actually finds out that even the second shop was given away and the Gessler brothers died, and there was no sign of the shop nor the Gessler brothers. So the setting in this story plays a very important role because the shop started transforming along with the condition of the Gessler brothers. Another important element of the story is, of course, the characters. The narrator, this story is in first person narrative, and that is why the narrator is a character in the story. Other than the narrator, of course, there's Gessler brother, there is the younger Gessler brother and the elder one. Out of the two, the younger one is the protagonist. That is something we need to remember very clearly, that out of the two Gessler brothers, we need to focus on the younger one. So younger brother is described vividly. His physical appearance is described. He was described as a little thin old man, as if made of leather, yellow crinkly face, reddish hair, and gradually when time passed, even his appearance started changing. The narrator could see that he was growing old and very weak. So again, that's a sign of his hardship. Other than that, important qualities to remember about the protagonist, Mr. Gessler, the younger brother, is the fact that he was extremely hardworking, passionate, a perfectionist in his work, and dedicated to his art. When the narrator was young and he asked the Gessler brother once that it might be an awfully difficult job to make boots, that's the time when the younger brother said that it is an art. So we get to know about his passion for his job, passion for his work. Also, we see his commitment and hard work, that he did not hire any help to make boots. He did not let a soul touch his boots. And towards the end of the story, we know that even if he was starving, he was financially unstable, still he kept working. And he hated the big firms, not because they were giving him competition, but because the big firms did not believe in quality. So that is what we know about the protagonist. He's hardworking, passionate, perfectionist, and also committed and dedicated towards his work. The narrator, on the other hand, is seen as an empathetic character. Empathy because he could understand the situation in which the Gessler brothers were struggling. His loyalty and his attachment towards the Gessler brothers is shown throughout the story, because we know he keeps visiting the brothers often. He was also at a time guilty when he absent-mindedly bought shoes in an emergency from a big firm. So he's considerate, he's compassionate for the brothers. Sometimes there are twice it is mentioned that he ordered more than what he needed. That shows that he was compassionate and considerate. So these are our main characters in the story. Plot, of course, is the summary over here. We will discuss the summary or the plot line of the story, where the story opens with the narrator who was a young boy and he had visited the Gessler brother with his father. So he had visited the Gessler brothers, and that's the time at the age of 14 he could get his shoes made from the brothers. So the two brothers at that time occupied a little shop in fashionable West End area. The narrator got his shoes made from the brothers, and for him the entire process of boot making and the boots that were made by the Gessler brothers often appeared to be mysterious and wonderful. As the narrator grows old, he realizes that the Gessler brothers were not just shoemakers but craftsmen, because they treated their work as an art. The narrator describes the younger Gessler brother and his physical features, so which shows us that the narrator from a very young age was in an awe, admired the Gessler brothers. The narrator then describes the Gessler brothers' shop like entering a church. So all the admiration that he has, not just for the brothers, but the entire experience of getting his shoes made, is described here in the story. During one of his visits, the narrator rarely got a chance to complain about the boots made by the Gessler brothers, and this left the Gessler brother, especially the younger one, in a shock, because it has never or rarely happened that anybody had ever complained about his shoes. And that is the time when he promises that if he cannot amend, if he could not repair the shoe, he would take it off the bill, which shows his ethics, his ideals, and his morals. Another visit, a very important visit in the story, is the time when the narrator he entered the shop wearing shoes made by a big company. That is the time when we as readers and narrator for the first time was introduced to the hardships and struggles of craftsmen. So that's the time when Gessler brother talks about his contempt for big firms who would get their customers only based on advertising and not because of quality. So the narrator ends up ordering several pairs, and because of that, he could not visit the Gessler brothers for 2 years, because the shoes made by the Gessler brothers lasted for a very long time. So after 2 years, when he visits the Gessler brothers, he could see that they were struggling. One of their shops was given away to another big firm. The elder brother had died out of that shock, and the younger one looked frail and weak. The narrator was heartbroken to see him in that condition, but he orders his shoes, and he finds out that these shoes, the last order that was fulfilled by Mr. Gessler, was the best that he ever received. So he decides to pay a visit to the Gessler brother after Mr. Gessler, the younger brother, after a week when he had received the order, just to thank him and compliment the shoes. But after a week, when he visits, he could see that even the second shop was given away, and the younger brother had also died. The narrator found out that the reason could be slow starvation, because he was suffering the hardships, the financial struggle, and his passion for shoemaking that kept him working all day and night without eating, at times even without fire, which at last killed him. So the narrator, who meets a young salesman in this new shop, both of them talk about Mr. Gessler, and both of them discuss and agree that no one in London made better shoes than Mr. Gessler. So that brings us to the themes of the story. The first being commitment to quality, or dedication and integrity of work, which we know that Gessler brothers symbolize, and they were the epitome of commitment, dedication, integrity. The way they dealt with their customers, the way they offered the best of leather with all their hard work, with precise measurements, perfection in shoemaking, as well as not charging anything more than what they had charged for several years. So, in spite of struggle and hardship, towards the end, he did not charge anything extra from the narrator. That shows his integrity towards his work. And he always treated his work as an art, as a passion. The second important theme of the story is loss and death of craftsmanship and or cottage industries. So all these small time craftsmen and cottage industries that were running before the Industrial Revolution declined severely, and that resulted into losses for these craftsmen, loss in terms of finance, loss in terms of customers, because customers wanted things that were quick, cheap, and easily available. So the large firms were providing that, because of which the craftsmen lost their business, and that resulted into economic hardships. So these are the two important themes of the society, the two important themes of the story, which reflect the society, the English society, and the time of the Industrial Revolution. Lastly, let us discuss the style of the story. Under style, something important to remember is the narrative technique, which is first person narration, as the narrator is a character in the story. He is somebody who has dealt with the Gessler brothers, he has dialogues with the Gessler brothers, and that is why he is a character. That makes this a first person narrative. Second important thing to remember under style is the title. The way the author has used the title of the story is appropriate and relevant because it has two important meanings. First, quality being the quality of shoes that was delivered by the Gessler brothers. Secondly, their quality of hard work, their quality of craftsmanship, and their quality of commitment and dedication. So these are the two references of the word quality, which is also the most appropriate title for the story. Finally, tone and language. Language we see is very simple and descriptive because the way the author has described the shop, the way he has described the Gessler brother, so we can say that the language use is descriptive. Lots of adjectives are used to describe the brothers as well as the shop. Along with that, we also see the use of German dialect because the Gessler brothers were German, and the pronunciation, the way they spoke English, had a German dialect to it, which is used by the author to show us to keep an original touch to the story. That's why he is using the German dialect, which would actually be used by German people who spoke English at that time. So under style, these three important things that we should remember. So these are basically the important elements of the story which will be asked in some form or the other in your exams. You could have a 15-mark answer, or you could have a set of 5, 5 and 5, where you are answering either of these elements, writing about either of these elements of the story quality. Thank you, students.